So there's this pretty fantastic inversion amongst the feminist psychology, right? And it really is on them to resolve, or uh, like it's helpful for them to resolve on their own, but to understand from a masculine perspective as well how to assist, how to avoid. But just understand that the socialization is at odds with the genetics. And that is really like leading to a lot of just inverted self-defeating energy, right? So, you're using your life force to invert your life force, really. And it can cause problems. So, um, the mind wants equality, the body wants superiority. So if you're sold on the idea of an equal 50-50 partnership, which maybe makes sense from a fairness perspective or whatever way we want to justify it, the only problem is, like, if you look at preferences, women select for superiority, right? So they're looking for like height, age, intelligence. They want smarter, taller, older, faster, richer, wealthier, etc. So your genetic selection drive is for leadership, and but the socialization is like you want an equal partner, you want a 50-50 partnership. Power should not necessarily be seen as power as a means to an end, right? It shouldn't be seen as a categorical good or evil. It's just it should be distributed when it's appropriate, right? So like the problem is if you have, like, this is called hypergamy, right? You want your highest capable provider, masculine, to be in partnership with. You that will be at odds with what you've socialized to do, the feminist perspective and approach, 50-50 wheel sharing, etc. You know, and there's a deep conflict because if you're given power, and you can just look at how women handle power in a relationship. So if we look at dominant women in a relationship, are they happy? Are they satisfied? Do they maintain attraction, etc.? If they're dominant, my guess would be no. My guess would be if you demand equality, but also with your mind, but want a leader in your heart or in your body, that's at odds because you're going to be in conflict. Whether you accept, like, if you submit, then you're in line with your genetics, but at odd with your socialization. If you go with your mind, then you're at odds with your genetics, and a lot of this conflict gets projected onto the partner. And a lot of times I don't think the guy really understands what's happening, what's going on, why there's this conflict, why if you give her what she wants or asks for with her mind, why her body hates it, and why if you insist um, on leadership, that why her mind hates it, right? And this could be also dysfunctional, right? So if you're not a worthy leader, then she will not want to submit with her body either. But it could be simply that your leadership is in conflict with what's been socialized. And I think women are also more sensitive to socialization, for good or for ill. Like, they're more pack oriented. And so, that idea was integrated wholeheartedly and probably overtly so. But as long as you have an understanding, because you should still want to be your own person, want to have your own agency, but understand also your body wants leadership. There's a aspect of yourself that wants to be guided from a feminine perspective in order to be free to express your own feminine strength, right? But I think this conflict is leading to some pretty bad outcomes. Obviously, there's many things contributing to this, but in the West, where feminist is pretty embedded, 50% marriage failure, 90% unhappy after 10 years, and we had to just unwind the inversion, right? So you have to figure out how this knot is untied in a mature, healthy way. Like, obviously, we don't want to have dark masculine leaders. Um, we don't want women to not have their own agency, to be stuck in abusive relationships, etc. But we wanted to also tame down feminine dark side. So if you're embracing equality or even feminine superiority, there's a lot of like what traits come out of that. There's a lot of tyrannical traits that express itself. So, very, very interesting phenomenon. This kind of knot, I think of it like a stream that's become stagnant. How does it become realigned? And it's just something to consider. Like, where is that balance?